Welcome to R3 Communications. Today's webinar will discuss targeted DUI earned media tactics for high visibility enforcement. I'm Jim McAndrew from McAndrew Company. So let's get right down to it. In a brief overview of what we're going to discuss today, we'll define the when, where, how, and evaluation methods for earned media outreach in this regard. So let's get into it. When? The Checkpoint Strike Force marketing calendar has 4 opportunities remaining in the balance of this calendar year. First, Halloween, Thanksgiving, nighttime belt enforcement and DUI enforcement, the holiday drunk driving and New Year's Eve periods, and these mirror the NHTSA national crackdown for DUI. So you get some extra support during that period. Where? Now this is more complicated, but we've got some great tools to share with you today. First, we want to help you identify problem counties within your state. And secondly, you'll need to confirm enforcement in those counties. While we're discussing where, I think I'll interject the who of this as well. This program really is designed for the local level. We think that the CTSPs and LELs are the people who are going to know best how to implement this, and we're going to provide them some additional tools in order to be successful in this endeavor. So looking at the big picture, there are a lot of counties in the states in Region 3, and where do you start? Well, what we've done is we've taken the FAR's 0.08 fatals per 100,000 population for each county, and this is the FAR's 2008 data, by the way, and we compared that to the DUIs per county in the rest of the nation and have ranked them into 3 categories. So first, something called the lower third. This is about 5 DUI fatalities per 100,000, and you can see the gray areas in each of the selected counties within your state. The next level, the middle third, about 5 to 10 fatalities per 100,000. The medium gray, you can see things get a bit busier there as we look at the master map here. And then lastly, the upper third, and that is about 10 DUI fatalities per 100,000 population. This gives you a sense of where the greatest problems are, at least when evaluating the normalized data. Now, we want to stress that this is only one level of analysis. You may be very well aware of counties within your state that need extra attention, and we want you to include these in this type of effort. For the sake of example and how we would use this information, we're going to take a quick look at Virginia, who have carried out many of these exercises already, and we've seen the results and success involved in it. What we've done is, in addition to identifying the counties, for the sake of looking at media and earned media, we're identifying the media markets in each state. And you can see quite a few media markets in Virginia. 9 major media markets. But of note, some of the counties that have the greatest problems along the southern border are not covered by media markets. Why do I emphasize media markets? Because this is the area where, for earned media, you can reach 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 counties through TV news. Very effective. Yet the problems persist outside of these convenient areas to reach large populations. In Virginia, they mounted a paid media campaign that covers these markets, but using these same maps, they also added cable TV to all the counties that represented problem areas for them. So they were very targeted in that. For today's effort and description of our program, we're going to talk about earned media. So if you don't have a paid media budget, you can still reach these people. And remember, we're talking about at the local level, so we want to encourage the CTSPs and LELs to be involved in this program. So we've identified several counties along the southern border of Virginia, and we'll talk about tactics now to reach populations within those counties. And by the way, we will be providing each state with a map that shows your counties at risk, as well as the media markets within your state, and some additional support information to make this process very effective for you. But let's talk about how. We want to support high visibility enforcement. So first of all, we need to make sure there is enforcement. This is not going to be the type of program where we're inventing information. We are going to talk about actual enforcement activities that are taking place on the ground in the identified counties. We're going to announce it to the public through the press, and then afterwards tell them what happened. This technique is very effective. It requires repetition. You're going to do this more than once during a period, or you're going to do it during each wave identified for the Checkpoint Strike Force calendar. And we've seen this work quite effectively in Virginia and in Delaware. So let's get into some specifics. First, develop a media list. These are editors, news directors, anyone else that can put your press release in the right hands. Editors typically are from newspapers, news directors, represent TV, radio news. In addition, we want you to start local, look local. This DUI problem is a local issue, and you should be addressing it in the media, looking for local angles. Also, target reporters who cover your issues. These are often transportation reporters or even those on the crime beat. Write your press release. We can provide a template, or you may want to develop your own. When you do a news release, you want to be clear about the who, what, when, where, how, and why. Include information or a quote from a local official, police chief, mayor. These are very relevant. Local media are very interested in their local officials. Let's talk about distribution of your press release. It's been common in the past that releases were faxed, but I think you'll find that email is going to be the most effective way to reach out to your list. You want to get your press release out early in the day. By that I mean 6, 7 a.m. But also look for slow news days, and these are usually midweek, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And follow up. A phone call is very meaningful. You have the opportunity to tell your contacts how important that these issues are, and that you're going to have a follow-up release reporting on the activities that take place. Prepare yourself to have answers to questions. These are going to be above and beyond information in the news release, but they're also very pertinent, and you position yourself as an expert on the topic. Track your results. We'll describe this at detail in a moment. And thank reporters who run your story. It's very important. You're developing personal relationships. But also maybe follow up with reporters who did not run your story. It's always good to know why. Most of the time it's a matter of space, time, those types of things. But again, it gives you the opportunity to tell them how important your issue is. Evaluation. We're going to describe a very simple method, Google News Alerts. These are not necessarily comprehensive, but it gives you a barometer of whether your news stories are running. The way this works is Google tracks news information that appears on websites, and most of your news outlets are going to have websites. So first, what you want to do is go to the sign up page and create some very simple criteria for tracking the stories in your area. You can be very specific, but also don't be limiting. You may have the name of your program, or you may have DUI in addition to that. You want to track the way several of these are covered. You may find other information that you didn't plan on seeing, but this is always very good to see what's happening in the news. You'll receive an alert that tells you which media outlets have run your stories, and you can link to these stories easily. Here's a sampling of recent news stories in relation to DUI throughout the region. So, evaluation, use Google News Alerts, track your stories, follow up and adjust. You want to know what happened. You can always improve on your approach. So just to review, you want to identify problem counties, confirm enforcement activities, tell the public about it, and then tell the public what happened. Many of you may have questions, and we urge you to either call or email Stephanie Hancock at Region 3. I want to thank you for the time you've taken today to listen to this important topic, and I look forward to talking to you in the future.